Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is SaulApeMan, and today I'm going to cover hotfix from Blizzard because yesterday we got a hotfix. And if you don't know what hotfix is, it's basically very small update to the game that changes things. It can change balance. It can address some like weird bug, and usually hotfixes are connected to the recent like patch, but there is like nothing here basically about it. Of course, maybe it's about Wand of Negation, but Blizzard was so afraid that Wand of Negation, this Dispel tier 2 item in Undead shop, is going to be too strong, but I saw over 100 games on Flow TV, many games of Undead, many games of Happy, of Exort, top 1-0 Labyrinth, top Undead. And I can tell you, they are trying to avoid buying Wand of Negation very much. Maybe versus Orc, versus Farseer, versus Hex, sometimes they will buy it. And I saw many times when they just use one charge and sold it when Destroyer technology was available. So definitely game is not broken without this hotfix, but it changes things. So let's go through with. Fix an issue where the game would crash on login for some players. Okay, this like it should be like that, but it's not connected to the balance. And ladies and gentlemen, the most important part: charge items cooldowns will no longer reset when the item is passed to another hero. And the first, of course, the first observation is that it's influencing Undead, because when you get your second hero out, for example, Lich, you can pass Road of Necromancy to another hero and you will reset the cooldown. The game will remember that if you pass it back, you cannot just pass it like forever. The game will remember that that particular hero has a cooldown, but if you put to another, it has like separate cooldown. But now cooldown is like basically game thinks that you have just one hero basically. So even if you pass it to a third hero, the cooldown will be the same. And this is basically the Wand of Necromancy for Undead will be changed, but also heal scroll, but I will cover it later. Road of Necromancy cooldown reduced to 22 seconds, was 24 seconds before this, to compensate for the indirect nerf it is receiving from the charge item cooldown change above. So actually this is buff, and until you have your second hero, it takes some time, and usually you use like 1.5 roads, so you like summon 12 skeletons before you have your second hero, maybe even more, and you can summon them a little bit faster, right? And we know that the Road of Necromancy is very strong, like Undead will creep something, and then the hero will go back to the base just to buy another charge of Road of Necromancy. So Undeads are quite happy about this, and also if you are like a lower skill player, with all due respect, for example, I'm a lower skilled Undead, then it makes my life easier, because like I'm not passing the road that often myself. And is it a good change? Is it a bad change? For me, I like to see game mechanics that are like making game more difficult without some crazy hard things to do. And passing the Road of Necromancy was a cool thing. So I actually, myself personally, I'm going to miss it, because like it's removing some skill mechanic from the game. But it's not a huge change. But I will cover this in the game later. Arranged teams cannot search as partial random teams. Arranged teams will only match against the same number of players. Example: 2-person arranged team can searching free or for free is no longer possible. Okay, because it was like this weird bug on BNet that basically you can have your, like, let's say you have 5,000 MMR, because like the starting MMR on BNet with 3v3, right? Random team. Then you find a friend and you queue as 2 players into 3v3 with one random guy. And if it's very good to queue with a friend, to basically to have one stronger teammate. It's not longer random team, but the game would still count your MMR as a random team MMR, even though you are playing in two around team stack. It's called stack, the numbers of players. And of course, when you play with a full around team, so you have 3 players in the 3-3 mode, then you have the separate around team MMR. So I really like to see it, and I heard that it's not working as intended, but it's a good person, because like a good change, because your random team MMR will matter more after this change. So very good change. I like it. Replace some map in the free map, not very important, and updated Hammerfall. Like I remember, I saw someone in my Twitch chat saying that Saul, why there is no fountains of health on Hammerfall? And I said, what? Because on Bnet they is like an old version of Hammerfall, and we play on Warcraft Champions mostly. So there was an updated version. So I really like it. So now let's jump into Warcraft, ladies and gentlemen, because I want to explain you about this shared cooldown thing. So the best example is, okay, let's add ourselves some gold. Okay. What is like okay, so why items should have cooldown? Okay, and on the hotkeys, perfect. So I have this Staff of Sanctuary, okay, and it has like 1 minute cooldown or 45 seconds cooldown. We will see it, right? I use it on the night, but maybe if I'm good player, I can pass it to the MK. But look, MK still cannot use it. Because then I could, like, of course, in the late game, would like to have 3 different staffs to, like, not be forced to transfer it. But passing the staff is very, very strong. Basically, you, like, duplicate or maybe in some situations even you can use 3 times the staff when you have invested only the gold cost for 1. So and this mechanic was like forever. We knew about this. But look about something interesting now. Look about something interesting. So let's wait patiently for this cooldown to end. Okay. And look, I will buy second Staff of Sanctuary. Okay, so I have 2 Staff of Sanctuary, the same item. And I'm going to Staff a Knight again. And I'm going to use the bottom. Or I even drop it on the ground. Okay. So look, I use the staff. I'm picking the stuff that wasn't used. And now I'm going to give the stuff that I didn't use to the MK, and still cooldown is present, even though I didn't use the stuff. Okay, and basically how you need to think about this is that if you have an item in inventory that even if you don't use, they have the mutual cooldown. It's the Staff of Sanctuary cooldown. Even if you have 6 different Staffs of Sanctuary and you use only one, and you use to give to the other heroes like 5 different staffs, they will still have the cooldown. So basically, the only thing that you need to understand is to not have the double item in your inventory that has cooldown. For example, before the hotfix, we saw sometimes, and it was happening often, that like you are preparing for a big fight, and you bought, because you visit like Goblin Merchant shop, you bought double Scroll of Healing on one hero, and Scroll of Healing has cooldown, right? So you use 1 Scroll of Healing, and then I forgot to give a Scroll of Healing to another hero, and that was possible to give Scroll of Healing to another hero, right? But now, because it's like the same as with Staff of Sanctuary and other stuffs, you cannot give this item to another hero without passing the cooldown. So cooldown will be passed, basically. And you may say, Saul, what are the different like items chargeable so that you can use them? So for example, Potion of Healing is an important example. Look, I bought a double Potion of Healing, I used one, and now I'm going to give it to the Archmage, and its third there is cooldown. So if you want to pass item, remember that you cannot have this item in like double item in the inventory. It's the same with like Invul and so on. What is also important, for example, Speed Scroll. Speed Scroll works the same because there is some delay. I need to wait for another Speed Scroll to show in the shop, but before that I will show you some other items. Even though Crystal Ball is a chargeable item, right? It doesn't have cooldown, right? So you can pass Crystal Ball because there is no cooldown there. So you basically don't worry about items that you are going to find because they don't have cooldown. Like Sentry Wards, you can just spam and give to enemy hero, to ally hero, like there is no problem. The ally hero still can use it. Wand of Illusion, of course, without cooldown as well, so no problem here. Wand of Mana Stealing, Scroll of the Beast. Okay, Scroll of the Beast doesn't have the cooldown. Potion of... Look, Invul. Of course, it is not that often, right? That basically you have this double potion, because it's rare. But now, if you use it, okay, and you give it to another hero, cooldown is shared. Okay, and the most important, let's see the important stuff. So, Road of Necromancy. Okay, so I have double charge of low. No, not even double charge, but I have Road of Necromancy. I use it once. It's 22 seconds cooldown. I share it. Cooldown is shared. So basically, this is all what you need to remember about this. It's basically avoid having double. Okay, we have double speed scroll, so I use one speed scroll. There's 60-second cooldown. I give it to another hero, and cooldown stays. So that's it, basically, ladies and gentlemen. And as I said, it doesn't change that much, because, like, in like, what is important? Road of Necromancy, the most important, and Heal Scroll, the most important. And remember that there are some things that share cooldown. For example, mana, a big mana, big healing, and small healing potion. Let's see if it's like this with this. Okay, so let's use some mana, maybe. Okay, so Potion of Mana doesn't share the cooldown with Wand of Mana healing, but if you use one source of healing, so for example, you have two different items, you have like a big healing potion and small healing potion, they share the cooldown, and if you use one on your hero, even though it's a different item, and you share it to another hero, still you cannot use it. And maybe Blizzard actually wanted to do it because of Wand of Negation, right? So you have one Wand of Negation, you use it for Dispel, and it's 5-second cooldown, and you give it to another hero, you can Dispel again, but as I said, Wand of Negation is not that great. Not that great, ladies and gentlemen, so yes, this is it. This is a good change. I mean, is it a good change? It's removing this skill thing, and it doesn't change much. But remember, if you can't use your heal scroll because like you had two on one hero, this is because of the hotfix. And as you can see, the computer normal is going to destroy me, so it's a good moment to stop. This was a small hotfix, and I'm really happy that Blizzard is, is working on the game, because they are working on the game. Something is happening. There is something to record video about. So I like it. It was SaulApeMan with the hotfix review. See you guys later. Bye.